Welcome back to the channel, folks. I'm your host, Fog. Thank you for joining another episode. And today, we're going to be taking a look at Operation Steel just a little bit more. If you were here a couple weekends ago, 2 weekends ago, you might have saw where we did, or I did, a live stream of the game. Ultimately, you know, some people that watch the channel may or may not know how my internet is set up, and it runs through Starlink, which is a satellite. It's not always, what do we say, steady, right, in that sense, or it's not always the same speed. So you will notice in that video, there was definitely degradation of the signal of the game quality, or what the game looked like, because of the signal of the internet and dropping everything up and down. So, you know, the developer, Ben, was kind enough to say thank you on the comments and kind of, you know, just his support for the review and or the preview of it. And I thought about it and I'm like, you know what, it definitely didn't do the justice that your game deserves. I've played it for more than 20 hours now, and I really felt like that game deserves a little bit more of a traditional review. So I thought about it and I wanted to do that. So I was going to record it, but I had also reached out to Ben after he said, you know, the kind words that he did on the comment, and I thought, you know what, I wonder if he would be interested in doing an interview. So we would just talk about his game, kind of where he got the ideas and things of that nature. He was kind enough to accept that. So we did this recording separately, and then I'm going to be plugging it in and kind of bouncing the interview in and out of the gameplay footage and of some comments that I have. Hopefully you enjoy this. It's definitely something new. I've done this in the past on some other shows. I used to run a weekly show with Brooks here on the channel, and we called it the Weekly Tangent for Wild Tangent. And we did interviews with developers on there and talked about games, stuff like that. So I thought we would revisit that here for this channel and kind of make it a series. So you will see more developer interviews coming up for new games or new indie games, things like that. Even games for hopefully the arcade 1-up Infinity Game Table. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoy it. Definitely leave in the comments if you like this kind of format or not. If you did, definitely hit the like button, share it with others. We appreciate that. We want to get these games visible because, again, it's not about necessarily what we're showcasing on the channel as a review in the sense. Yes, we do have opinions on games, but we also want to showcase these games that just don't get the visibility that they deserve because of one factor or another. But we hope that these do help, and definitely we hope that you share them and like them and enjoy them, and definitely subscribe and hit that bell to make sure you get notified of when new content goes up, whether it's the interview series or whether it's the Infinity Game Table series or Scott doing the Saturday streams with Scott. We'd love to have you join. So hang tight, check out the video. Thanks again for watching. Hey folks, thank you for jumping in. Thank you for joining us here. We're talking with Ben from Undermog, and we're basically covering over Operation Steel, a game that I took a little bit of time to review on the Legends Ultimate Arcade behind me, the mini, and really kind of thought it was an awesome game. You know, it's reminiscent of so many things that I've always enjoyed about shooters, and you know, the roguelike aspects, and just in general, it's my kind of game. And I really wanted to talk with Ben to kind of discuss what his thoughts were. So Ben, do you want to give us an idea of who you are and who Undermog is?
Yeah, hi, I'm Ben. I am Undermog Games. It's just me. I mostly made the game by myself. The main help I had was with the music. That's something I didn't feel I could do justice myself, so I found somebody to help me with that. But apart from that, pretty much just a lone developer building his dream project, I guess. So the soundtrack's available with the game. It's on Bandcamp. You can purchase it on Bandcamp or on Steam. And Dolphin is just a guy that I found through the shoot 'em up community, essentially, who was a musician, and I liked the sound of his stuff, and it turned into a nice partnership.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I had a chance to look over there. Has he done any other game soundtracks or any work for games, or was this his first time? Was with your title?
He's really into like the rhythm games.
Mm-hmm.
So he likes making tracks for rhythm games and stuff like that, like Beatmania style kind of games, if you're familiar with those.
Oh yeah, yep.
So I think that's a lot of his background in making music has been focused around that, and I like rhythm games too, so we kind of had a shared interest there as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And
was that the kind of the lead in? You liked his music. You thought that fit well with the game. Was that the kind of the introduction, or you'd found his music as you were looking at other games that had rhythm based mechanics or rhythm based style beats, things like that?
I wasn't particularly looking for that. I was just looking for a musician, essentially, and he happened to be looking for work. And,
it kind of works out that way, huh?
And yeah, we just got chatting on Discord because we were both in the Shoot'em Up development Discord.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, Shoot'em Up Discord there's a development room where plenty of friendly folk hang out, and yeah, it just worked out really well.
One of the key factors of any really solid shooter game is the sound, and I believe Ben states that in the sense of finding the right artist is going to be key for your game to have that kind of feel. And it was really interesting hearing him talk about Dolphin and the music that he brought to the table for the game. Another game that Ben had mentioned inspired him on making Operation Steel was Steriden by Binary Stars. And if you look at Steriden, or if you listen to Steriden, one of the major things that they have is an amazing soundtrack. I mean, it's really one of the standout items. The sound effects as well, but the soundtrack itself really drives you to continue. You get the same thing here in Operation Steel, and that's really a key fact that I think is brought up is finding the right artist and getting that music that you love into your game is going to make a world of difference, especially when you're trying to showcase your vision to an audience that really is going to be driven by both the visuals and the audio that you decide to put in there. How long was the game in development for? Basically, I'm sure it took more than a few months, more than a year. So, how long have you been thinking about Operation Steel and bringing it into reality?
It took a little bit over 3 years from fruition to completion.
Okay. Wow.
This has all just been a hobby project of mine, like a passion project I've been doing in the evenings and weekends.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, no, it's a great hobby. I mean, definitely a great project to put out there. It's something you can kind of show off now and kind of say like, yeah, look at this, it's actually going somewhere. It's you know, I think that's definitely commendable, and I'm sure it takes long hours though. I'm sure that you weren't just working on it for an hour a night over, you know, the 3 years. I'm sure it was more than that.
Yeah, I mean, it was off and on. I mean, there were some days more than others. A lot of days where I didn't do anything. My second daughter was born during development, so that took quite a bit of time away. About halfway through.
Family takes that, for sure.
Yeah. So that's been a challenge, but I mean, it's kind of like you can do a lot of work even when you're not at the computer. Like you can, if you're in the shower, you've got ideas. You can come up with stuff, think how you're going to implement things, and then when you actually get to sit down and do it, you can just kind of knock it out pretty quick, I think.
Especially like the enemies, you know, I'd mentioned to you and in the email exchange that you know, it was interesting to me that you'd use the, you know, the kind of Zodiac or constellation, you know, kind of the actual part of the Leo, the lion, and Pisces and all of that. And was that, you know, an initial thought, or was that just one of the many conceptual ideas of enemies and bosses and things of that nature that stuck with you?
Yeah, I think there's not a particularly exciting story for that one, really. It just occurred to me, I think, probably a lot of my early design decisions were based around the other games I've been playing, such as Binding of Isaac, for instance, that has kind of a few themed bosses like that, and it has the Zodiac in it as well as items that you can find, power-ups. So I guess that had been on my mind like for that reason, and for whatever reason I wanted it. I thought, you know, I'd like a giant enemy crab, and I can have some fish bosses to as a kind of a homage to the Darius series, Shoot'em Up.
Oh yes,
games.
Yeah, of course.
So after having, you know, thinking a few of these things might fit here, and I thought I'll try and design the Gemini boss, I think, just as something a little bit more traditional, like spaceship kind of wise.
Yeah.
And that seemed to work, so I thought, yeah, I'll just run with this. I think and it was good as well because it gave me inspiration to come up with the different boss ideas along the way. I didn't have to think.
Yeah, no, it kind of wrote itself in a way, right? In that sense. Especially,
exactly.
you know, the one thing I noticed is, you know, what is there, 21 different worlds, or 20 plus different worlds. I don't know the full amount, you know, I'd imagine, but as it branches down, it goes kind of in a triangle, you know, starts one or two positions and then goes down to like 6 different choices by the end, depending upon the path that you would have went through, things of that nature. I called it Outrun for lack of a better term, right? And that's what came to mind when I was looking at it. But the worlds, or, you know, the planets that you do visit are definitely unique in each one of them, right? There's fire, there's like, you know, the sky, there's water, things
kind
like
of
that.
the video game tropes, I guess, but a lot
Well,
of
it matched up with it, yeah. I mean, especially with the bosses and that, yeah.
I came up with a list of, because I knew I'd have to fill out X number of levels to, and just made a list of what I wanted, and then had to remove 1 or 2.
One of the things that I did find interesting was it was hand drawn, right? Is that how the art style is? So did you do the artistry and the artwork and everything for it?
Yes, I did the art.
Fantastic! Wow.
And thank you. It was well, as I mentioned earlier, it's kind of been a hobby of mine doing art and digital art in particular, just for fun. So it made sense. I originally did try doing the pixel art kind of style, and it was too difficult.
Oh, really?
So I just kind of went back to what I knew.
No, I mean, this looks fantastic. I mean, in general, it's I really enjoyed the art style, the lasers, the weapons, the design, like especially the plasma, the look and feel of that and how it connects to the enemies and then continues through. That was really cool design and just looks fantastic when you're playing it, especially across all the different devices, right? And the general sense of we were talking about home arcade machines, but I mean also on a big screen, on laptops, on the Steam Deck. Like all of this looks really amazing right across the board. So I was really happy to see that, and it's a lot of effort on your end to kind of make sure that you've got something that's portable. Right, and speaking of portable, has there been any thought about consoles, or taking it beyond, PC for others to enjoy kind of thing?
Yeah, I've been talking with, well, I submitted my game to, there's some people, so I made the game in Godot, it's a game engine,
Okay, gotcha.
and there's some guys run a site called Gotham, GOTM.io. So you can upload Godot games to play in your browser.
Oh, nice.
And they're also starting a publishing program. So they're going to be doing premium games you can play on the site. So it'll be a subscription to play their collection of premium games.
Oh, awesome. Nice.
I submitted my game for that, and they have accepted my game into the program, and they are also working to get the game published on Switch.
Oh, sweet.
So that's very exciting.
Would that be like a digital? I take it a digital version to begin with. You'll be calling up, you'll be calling up like Special Reserve and all those guys and saying, "Hey, come on, check this out!" Right? Like, get a nice physical version of it too.
Yeah, that would be amazing if that happened. But one step at a time, I think. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's exactly how it has to be. This was your first game into the market. What's been your thought around the whole self-publishing and publishing of a game, and what's the high point and the low point that you've ran into, and kind of the thing that shocked you the most out of what you didn't expect or didn't know kind of going into this?
I think the high point is easy. It's just seeing people play and enjoy the game. It's an indie developer can't really ask for more than that. I don't think it's just it's always exciting to see people, and the shoot 'em up community particularly has been very supportive and complimentary to me, which it's really nice.
Yeah, good support, right? Good support group, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah, no, they're great, and everyone's been great, really.
Yeah, no. Was there any low point? Yeah, was there any low point in this?
I guess marketing. It's not something I enjoy, but it's something you got to do. It has to be done unless you want more than just your circle of friends playing the game, I guess.
Sure, it's great though that they enjoy it, right? But I hear that a lot as well, right? Like that's kind of a common theme is marketing is, kind of something that not that you couldn't do, but it's just something that's there, and it's like more work than you might have imagined going into it. And it's always a tougher thing to get people to pay attention, right? That's it.
Game developers will tell you making a game is a lot of work, but you never know just how much it is until you actually try it yourself, I think. Is the... Yeah.
Sure. Until you jump in the pool, you don't know how deep the water can be, and you got to sink and swim through it.
Every little thing.
Would there be like another game in the future, do you think? Or is this like obviously not kind of disregarding Operation Steel? You got plenty of things to do with it, right? There's a long lifespan for that title ahead, but knowing what you know now, would there be a second title for Undermog down the road if it hit you and you were motivated to go out there and create it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. It would be a shame not to. I think. I feel like I've done all the hard learning on the first game. And it was
looking forward to seeing things like that for your titles and others, right, that can get more visibility on Steam and definitely get further up there, because I know visibility is always a tough thing with anything, and that's why obviously here love to use the channel and talk to the community about games that are really excellent, that just you may never get a chance to see if you're not spending every waking minute on the new and trending coming out. It's always difficult, right? There's just so many, but your title definitely is one of those ones that stands out. It's extremely fun, and I was happy to get a chance to play around with it. It's definitely been a pleasant experience and very positive, and want to kind of get this review out and just give it a more justified gameplay session on my YouTube channel, because unfortunately the last one, the gameplay, not due to the game but due to the internet connection, was just breaking up too much, so I figured we'd do a little bit of a review and have you on to talk about this. So definitely appreciate your time. It's been great speaking with you, and hopefully we get a chance to see this on other platforms in the future, and more from Undermog, and definitely look forward to it. So thank you again, Ben. Appreciate the time.
Right. Thank you very much.
All right. Definitely want to say thanks to Ben one more time for taking the time out of his day. He lives in New Zealand. He's definitely, it was a different time of the night, evening, afternoon for him. It was late at night for me. So getting it all worked out, it was really fantastic to speak with him, and do appreciate the access that he gave us into what he was thinking about when he was building the game and creating it. Kind of getting the inside scoop on the vision of the developers that make the games is what this is all about. So definitely looking forward to doing more of these. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. This is a major thing that I would like to continue on with, tying it into what we do with the arcade games here and the arcade systems, as well as bringing different games that can be played on it through OTG and other available ways. So any developer that's out there, anybody that hears this, I do hope that you reach out to the channel. Definitely reach out to me personally. My contact information is in the channel. You can reach out, and I would love to talk with you about your game, and then also bring you on to talk about it to the audience here, and really kind of let the community know what is in your mind when you're making the game, and what drives you to do this, and just give us an idea of the overall experience you had creating your vision and bringing it to market. It's an amazing thing to do, and people that work on these spend so much time and effort into it. I'd love to get your story and talk about it more and more on this channel. So again, thank you folks for watching this, for listening to it. I do hope that you appreciate this and find some value in it. And if you do, as I said in the beginning, please give us a subscribe, click the bell, get notified of when we put up new content, and do us a big favor, leave a comment in the bottom. Let us know what you think. Let us know any questions you had for Ben or Undermog, in general on Operation Steel or any of the future games. Please definitely let us know which ones we should go after and target to talk to the developers and bring them on to the show. And also give us a follow, share this with somebody that you know will enjoy it, and otherwise have a great evening. We will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.